Alright guys, welcome back to the another video. In this video, I'm going to show you the main capability of map assistant inside ArcGIS Online using ArcGIS JavaScript SDK, right? So in order to do that, I created the web map, and if I open this, it contains two layers for this particular demo. One is this glacier lake and water bodies layer, which contain the point data set containing each like glacier lakes with their unique ID, lake ID, and some of the metadata containing latitude, longitude, and elevation, and also the river, right? And the other set of data is the Nepal earthquake damage data set. There are two layers, one from 27th to April 27th, 2015, and another from April 28th, 2015. And these are just the simply building data set with polygon feature. And I'm going to show you how to utilize this AI capability, and how great is this project and what are the questions we can ask inside ArcGIS this web map. So let's get started. So first thing first, in order to use the AI capability, it's still in beta mode, but you need to go to organization setting, and you will find the AI section, and you need to turn it on AI assistant. And of course, it's in beta mode. It's not that great, but they are adding more capabilities uh, in it, and hopefully it will be very good and very accurate in future. So in order to use this AI capability, I created this index.html file with simply basic HTML stuff, and then I added the ArcGIS map SDK, which is JavaScript SDK 5.1 version. If you want to follow my tutorial, maybe you can also follow the same version of ArcGIS JavaScript SDK, and simply also the style file, right? And after that, I style all my component with width and height of 100% and margin and padding of 0. And in the body shell, I use the ArcGIS JS SDK components calcite shell, and inside calcite shell I'm loading that ArcGIS map with my item ID, right? So this is the exact same item. I think this is the exact same item what I have here. For example, this is my item, and this exact item ID I'm copying it here. And after that, I added the ArcGIS zoom functionality and ArcGIS expand functionality. So in order to just to see the list of layers, right? And in order to add the chatbot interface, this is the only like few line of code. Using this, you can easily integrate your chatbot panel in it, right? And in the calcite panel, I'm writing heading is AI map assistant, and its reference element is ArcGIS map, and map assistant asks me anything about the map, and of course we need entry message, right? So this is the helpful message to show to the user what are the capability of this chatbot, right? And of course we need to add few component, for example ArcGIS assistant navigation agent and data exploration agent and help agent. So basically there are for now three different assistant available inside ArcGIS JavaScript SDK, but maybe in future we can add more assistant using this similar pattern. So these are the three agents currently available in ArcGIS Online JS SDK. And right now I'm going to ask these questions just to test the some of the basic capability first, and then few of the navigation related capability, and also some of the actual spatial problem, such as like these questions, these three, right? So yeah, let's do it. So right now I'm using the uh, Visual Studio Live server extension, and it's already running, and my map is available in localhost 5500. And if you write the same code with your item ID, you'll see the similar interface, similar UI. And of course I'm going to copy and paste these questions one by one and see how it works, how it behaves, right? And my first question is, what are the things you can do? Just trying to understand how, what are the things like this chatbot can do, right? Oops, it looks like it's not working. I can inspect to see the, oh, looks like, yeah. So basically, in this map, I added two maps, but I forgot to generate the embedding vector. That's the important step. So I'll generate it right now. So in order to use the AI capability, you need to go to the item page, and in the setting, you need to generate the embedding vector, right? Without generating it, it won't understand your question properly, and uh, it might fail to like answer your question properly. That's why we need to generate the embedding vectors. So it might take few minutes. All right, it's generated now. Hopefully we can use it right now. All right, let's go to our AI assistant, and we might need to refresh the page and then log in with the correct user. That's what I'm doing right now. And then I'll paste the same question and see whether it will work or not. Let's see. Yeah, now it's working, looks like. So basically it's doing some of the like internal things, and as you can see, it's using the help agent, which is great. And then it will help us to find out what it can do, right? And yeah, it says I can help you work with map. Quick summary of what I can do is list the layers, describe fields, available agent I can use, as I said, navigation, data exploration, and help. And navigation is useful for zooming, panning, and going to the layer extension. Data exploration for filtering, counting, summarizing, which is great, and help for finding the metadata. And it also provide me the specific example question. Of course I can ask these question to test the functionality, or simply ask mine question. For now, yeah, I'll proceed with my questions, and I'll ask the second question. Let's see how it works. And my question is, list out all the layers with their metadata in the map. So basically right now, first of all, it will try to understand the question with help agent and maybe extract the required metadata, and then it will list out the things, right? So it says Nepal April 2015 earthquake damage assessment. That's the one of the our layer. And it also describe what it mean useful. And then another layer is also from like April 2025, but looks like it missed the date, which is one is from 27 and one is from 28, but it's okay. And then the third one is monitoring of glacier lake and water bodies in Himalaya region, right? It's a point feature data set, and then inventory of glacier lake, which is good, right? Pretty accurate, right? And then also it come up with the next steps. But yeah, I can ignore that and then simply ask the other question. Zoom to earthquake damage layer. So the name is Nepal EQ damage. uh, yeah, it successfully zoomed to that layer. Looks like, yeah, we have some buildings here and here. Looks like it quite accurately zoom into the specific extension, right? And similarly I can ask zoom to lake layer. or another layer. And then let's see. Okay, yeah, it did a really fantastic job doing the navigation. Now let's go to the another question, which is like the spatial question, right? I ask select all the lakes from Nepal and highlight them in map. Let's see whether it can do it or not, right? Perfect. Yeah, it gave me the summary. I mean, it says that there are 21 glacier lake water bodies in Nepal that are selected and highlighted in map, but actually it did not highlight this feature. Looks like it okay, it hide all other features. Oh, yeah, these are the other lakes, right? Looks like it did again fantastic job doing that. And this is the boundary of Nepal. So I'm seeing it from base map and looks like it include only lakes inside like that boundary, which is fantastic job, right? And then it says elevation ranges from 110 to 5204, which is great. And water spread area, of course we haven't asked that, but it automatically return some of the key metadata in it, right? That's fantastic. Let's ask the another question. I asked it to find out the glacier lake that is in the lowest elevation, let's say, or the, I should say lake only, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see whether it will find out or not. Hmm. Okay. Looks like it found the lake which has elevation 3865. Since we asked for the glacier lake, maybe that's why it found that. Just let's try to ask the another question. Find the lake that is in the lowest elevation. Just the lake, not the glacier lake, right? So let's see. I know the answer. It should be in somewhere in Nepal, Tarai region. Yeah, looks like it did fantastic job, right? GL mean glacier lake and water, WB mean water bodies. So yeah, this is also the another lake which has elevation really low, 110 only, right? Wow, it's doing pretty amazing job till now. Let's ask the more complex question. I want to ask the question about like uh, question which it should use the both layers to find the answer. My question is, do you find the nearest building from unique ID equal to YANP57 lake layer? So basically, I'm trying to find the nearest building from that particular lake. I think that lake locates somewhere here. Let's see whether it will find or not. Yeah, it's a little bit complex question, but let's see how it filters. Hmm. It says no nearest building could be identified because the lake layer query returns zero feature. So there is no unique ID and P57 lake feature. Interesting. I copied this lake ID from our lake layer. Maybe I'll ask it to like show all the lakes. Don't apply any filter. First of all, I need to like I need to see all the lakes and then again ask the same question, right? Earlier it the lake was this one only and that's why it did not find the correct buildings. Now let's see. We can ask this question. Do you find the nearest maybe earthquake damaged building? We can write earth damaged building. Let's see how it does. I'm thinking it should find somewhere here. Yeah, but yeah, somehow it did not find that feature, right? Yeah, these are the few limitations with this chatbot. Of course, it cannot answer the complex question at this time, but maybe in future we will get the uh, really good and very accurate AI assistant, AI agent, which can help us to find out the data and figure out all the like summary or reports. So that might be probably coming in few years, right? So yeah, that's all about this video. And if you like this video, hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.